Hello, can anyone hear me? Hey Bob. Hey Derek. And then Brini double reverb. Is that a plug-in? Hey Plexico. Content should be paid for. Oh, no need for that. Just about to watch the England game. Who's playing? Feel free to do that. Don't let me tell you what to do or interrupt your evening. I just had a minute because Lenny's teaching for once. Hey Richard, thank you so much Plexico for the generous. Hey Chris. Hey George, hope you're doing well. Sorry about Plymouth. Who are England playing? Euros. Cheers, dude. Hope you're doing well. Sorry to hear that, George. I did work in a supermarket for about 3 years, I think. It's honestly a very difficult job. John Simmons is going for the Boss RT2, so is that the rotary thing? David Barry with a question I cannot possibly answer. John, did you see any actual paid demos of the RT2? HX Stomp XL is your pick? Combination between HX Stomp and Helix, yeah. They're only about 50 quid more now as well, which is really cool, surprisingly good value when you think about the functionality of adding an extra snapshot and an extra 4 buttons, right? Twin Custom from Tanabe in Japan. Is that the same one that I demoed, Sid? Helix with Tonex 1 and a loop all the way for you. What are you using in the Tonex? Actress. In the UK, civil service jobs are pretty difficult to get. They're like some of the most. Yeah, George, it'll be things like working for the Met Office or something like that. Just jobs that are actually quite difficult to get in the UK, I think. Being Keir's fluffer. So that was today for me, Jason. So I answered that this morning, so I need to get back to you. Yeah, like HMRC or whatever. Dirty Channel Tonex 1. So which dirty amps are you digging in there? Have you tried any of the Dumble stuff? Right, if anyone in the chat has a reason they didn't get on with the HX Stomp, I'd love to hear it. I'm planning to do a video on it. Like, I asked people what they didn't like about my favourite pedal. It's kind of, I thought, like a semi, for me at least, a semi-interesting idea, because I want to hear why people don't like it. So if you've got any reasons. Got any questions, feel free to ask them, and if you've got any requests, feel free to drop them in the chat as well. Jason Cookston says Helix presets are terrible, fractal presets are great. Yeah, I think that's something that's changed a little bit over time, but the fractal stuff seems to be a little bit more just straightforward, like rely on the amp tones rather than doing loads and loads of bits and pieces. Finn just got a Tonex 1, running it before one stomp after a comp and couple drives. Can't think of a better best pedal, no more gas for the stadium. That's cool to hear. St. Andrew says HX Stomp, his favourite pedal too. Heard people complain that tweak and can't get it to sound right to their ears, and feel is off compared to real amps. This is a really interesting one for me. I was chatting to a Line 6 dev about it, and I just think like it's really difficult to even compare a real amp to a modeler in general. The only real way to do it is just like with A/B comparisons, which even by themselves are not particularly that useful, right? But like an actual amp feel tends to come from like huge amounts of volume in a room, right? and also like having that speaker in that cab. So I don't think that's fair in a lot of ways, but it is definitely a thing for sure. Like any modeler is not that much like using an amp, right? Do I know any Christopher Cross? Christopher Furious? Right, let's do a different loop because this one's getting tedious. Someone pick a key. B flat we got. Okay, B flat and then E flat. Twisted Line's favourite pedal is the M5. I want to get an M5 just because I think it would be an interesting. Jason Cookson says, and I think this is a really good point, the Fender FR12 helps close the gap on the amp feel. Yeah, I've got the Tonex cab, I sold my FR12, but yeah, those two I think work really well. When you play in here you can hardly tell the difference between real amps and modelled amps. Richard, I did try this in terms of, like, I went out front of house using a deluxe reverb with an SM57, which I think with a modeler would be fairly fizzy, but out front of house with that it just sounded fat. So I do think there is something that happens with modelers edition, but yeah. Try that Alex Hutchins thing where he loops different chords and tries to play over the changes. Right, well we'll do E flat, E flat, E flat. So let's try it. T4. So we're going, I decided to flip C sharp minor and C. Try Tonex cab and no, says Smart Alex. What didn't you like about it? B flat. Has Aussie just died? Is that a thing? What did I do? Right, so we should probably do something more in keeping with that Aussie news. Right, we'll do that in a different key. This is the Twatcaster, yeah. Hey Raymond. Can you play Iron Man? Hey babes. there a way to do a chilled version of Paranoid? I think we all did, Chris. I used to know No More Tears. Let me see if I read the lyrics to that. Does that bring anything back? That was a bit of a banger, wasn't it? Wait, how do I get the lyrics? Yeah, still crack in the sky. Favorite pedal of 2025, Milanko says, is the HX Stomp. No More Tears. Let me just Aussie. Whoopsie. To mute that. Got a Haribo advert, cool. Well, Andy Wood's doing a live stream where he's probably actually playing some Aussie stuff properly. But yeah, I've only just heard the same as you guys. How does it go? Sounds like Tool. Something like that. Hey, Harry. the chorus. Do it now. That little riff. Little riff. Yeah, let's just try and do like a little. Right. Right, I've done that wrong. I think it just had some things missing that the katana did. Bright like CeeLo Green. I did a comparison of the katana versus Catalyst. I thought that the cleans were better on the Catalyst and the drives are better on the katana, which was basically my summation of the thing. Hey, how you doing, John? Hope you're well. Not chatted in a while. The Laney stuff, for some reason, I just can't really get that enthused about. Well, I'm sure it's pretty good. Well, that's not gonna work. Right, we saved it. Think I can blame you for the Telecaster building rabbit hole. How's it going? Netwood is riding tomorrow. Hutchins has been sponsored by Laney for a while, I think. Yeah, Martin Miller and Quayle are also both Laney artists, right? Paul, I still have a noise issue. The main thing that I do to avoid it... Hey, Blue? It is already known, yeah. I've just found out on here, so I've been sort of messing around with some Aussie tunes. I think there is a kind of silver lining, like that concert just happened. I think that's really cool that he was able to do that before the end. Kind of a really great way to celebrate the legacy, I think, of him. Hey, Tim. Hey Ian, it's alright to be late, it's fine. Just come in when you're ready. You haven't missed much. Hey Paul. Everyone, well, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of you that are going to know Paul from Mile House Studios. Meeting him for a coffee tomorrow. I did edit a bit of the video. Was there any meaning to your EP? Hey, Steve! So yeah, I didn't realise, this is behind this story, that oh, have I just lost this? Is this off? No, it's just right on my face. Well, that's not what I want, is it? Just stop being on my face. I don't know how to do this. We don't need to be zoomed in on my face, do we? And that's obvious. Move the gimbal down. Why is technology like this? I don't need you to... Well, I can't remember how we stop it doing that. Is it like that? I don't want to be shot. Right, I think that stopped it. Anyway, so in the video, I've used the footage again. Can you stop doing that? Why is it going right on my face? Sorry. Going so well I can afford a cameraman. Anyway, so there was I went down and met Paul, and we were filming, and his mate James Yard stuck a guitar in front of my face. Stuck a guitar in front of my face, and I tried to play it, but I was so engrossed in trying to play an 8-string guitar that I didn't realise until I went back and looked at the footage that Paul had taken his top off and was swinging his t-shirt around his head, obviously, because that's what you do, innit? And then, yeah, so that was that. But he then sent me a message like, what are you doing? Because I included it in the video. Hey Blue, thank you very much. Is this working properly? Hopefully it's working okay. But yeah, I've done the 8-string video to put up, I think tomorrow, and I made sure to crop it a little tighter, Paul, so hopefully that's alright. Yeah. Right, so what does anyone want to chat about? Favourite Aussie songs? Favourite pedals of the year? Jim said, hey Chris, Jim came up with MXR Rockman. That was not my favourite pedal of the year, but did you buy one, Jim, and were you able to get one? Ian says, my camera issues are like I get with amps and pedals. Which amps and pedals have you tried? There's just too much cleverness built in. Yeah, I'd like to try and keep it simple. I think that's a good idea in general. Hey Joe, how you doing? You managed to find one, Jim. That is cool. I liked some parts of it, but I didn't feel like... Have you still got your Kemper? Kerno? Ah, never mind. What does Kerno mean? My favourite pedal of the year is the Fractal FM3. Can't believe how good it is. Kicked myself for not buying one sooner. Yeah, it's awesome. What are these XP things now? JNC chat now an RPG. Do you need to level up? Do I acquire shirt off swinging skill? Yeah, you need to get like a bigger sword or something. It was the gesture you did that make the smarts kick in. Yeah, I know. Kernham Ridge. Ah, got ya. Throw it in the local town. You know Mark II will float, Jim. Yeah, I don't know if those XP points are related to when we go to war or something, but it's a bit unsettling, isn't it? And some of you got a crown. Keeley with the Octa PSI, got to say, is a lot of fun. That's cool, yeah. I know Alec Bourne, MIDI Mad Scientist, has really enjoyed his, one of them. Yeah. Did you start off in a band, or have you always been a soloist? So Benjamin asked a good question. I started off in a band with my brother, and playing in church as a kid, and we used to play stuff by like Creed and JHS the Violet, Furlong Blacksters, Furion. Properly enjoying the EHX Soul Food, Stu Thomas says. That's would have been relevant about 4 weeks ago, I guess, when we were going through the whatchamacallit, Behringer stuff. I don't know the tune, Mr. Crowley. What are the chords? But yeah, so I used to play in a band with my brother. Relic of Decay. Have you remembered that, John? That's impressive. So yeah, we were like three 12-year-olds that decided that we call our band Relic of Decay because we used to listen to like Slipknot at the time. I think my brother, we found on a torrent, you know, the band Berserker, who used to have like, I think they might have been an Aussie band, John. They had like the fastest drummer in the world apparently. So yeah, play and play a little riff for the late Aussie. I've done a few. I've tried to play a few of the tunes. I think this is the first screen I've seen you with this Partscaster. Good luthier setup is a wonderful thing. True. I think it's my best looking guitar, in my opinion. Is your wedding set times same as Scotland? 8 PM to 12 AM, buffet 9:30 for weddings. So arrival tends to be like 6 PM, Ian, and we tend to finish by 11. Benjamin Stevens says, I used to play in local Battle of the Bands with my friends when we were 13 to 15, but we went into downtown Baghdad, we were just following orders. I see you, Jim. Usain Bolt plays drums now. What do you mean? It makes me feel slightly about my childhood band name. Okay, drop your best band names in the chat if you were in a band with a good name. How did you do the finish on the Partscaster? Jimmy Four Thumbs asks. So I've done videos on this, multiple, obviously, you know what I'm like, but it's not a very good finish if you see it up close, but it is what I did. So it's a Swamp Ash body, which I got from Boo Boo Guitars probably, or somewhere like that, or Guitar Build. And then the black stuff is Jenkins Gecko Fill, I think it's called, which is just like a grain filler. And then you sand that back, but you sand it back without sanding it all the way. So it's still got like rough kind of elements to it. And then it was white pigment on top of that. And then I think on top of that is like a Danish oil or something like that. The body looks like Mum's coffee table, exactly. It's like a very rustic sort of thing. Is it nitro? No. I do have a guitar out in a bin, essentially outside. Clitoris All Sorts, Feminist Punk. Wet Paint, that's not a bad name. But yeah, but I do have a nitro thing out there, which I actually kind of... maybe I should get that back out and improve it. Do you have a favourite cover song in the wedding band that you play in? Yeah, Simply the Best. Band name, The Sons of Elmer Fudd. Notorious around Mid Wales in the early 90s. Nice, that's good. Berserker were Australian but had band members from all over, including UK. Did we? Can't put my band name, it's my last name, but the best name I ever heard. The Angry Neighbours Band. Fair enough. I think Mick had an idea for a band name for me. Mick from that pedal show, which was like John Cordy in the Tricky Business or something like that. Which is quite good. Discharge Pixie, Shelf Wife. Jim's got some ideas. Teenage Dirtbag's fun, yeah. Hungary Horace and the Marmalade Sandwiches from Mars. Gene Callie says R.I.P. Aussie. 13 Lucky Strikes probably sounded like Relic of Decay. That's not a bad name at all, is it? What's a good send-off song for Aussie that was not necessarily by him? Eric and the Foreskins is amazing. Down with Keith today on 5 Watt Stream. Is that happening now? Maybe I should go say hello. I always seem to end up having free time. That's on at 9. Okay, we've got a bit of time before that. Okay, we're fine. Mama, I'm coming home. Someone needs to... Simply the Best for Aussie. Aussie loved the Beatles. Candle in the Wind. Okay, let's try it. I don't know if I'll have enough. Oh. Here's where a dodgy loop will happen. Yeah, so My Boy Jack was inspired by someone turned up at Morrison's where I was working, and she was picking up an album which had the song Bring Him Home on it. I think it might be called Bring Him Home, the album, which is from the Les Mis. anyway, so she was buying that, and I was talking to her because you had to at Morrison's. You had to like it would just be a blank, like or an empty case, so you'd have to take the CD out and give it to her, and the CD. Anyway, so then I just asked what it was about, and her son had apparently died in the war. So My Boy Jack was not in double, like I think in Afghanistan or something. And so the tune My Boy Jack was inspired by that, and also the Rudyard Kipling poem. That it's about one of the few songs that I've written that had some meaning to me, not to anyone else, obviously. Are the gestures working? I guess a zoom. I can't remember. There's that. You can disable them. I don't know. One day it might be useful, mightn't it? So the webcam's responding to your hand signal. Yeah. Yeah. Jim bought me this. This is. Does anyone know what it's inspired by except for Jim? Bring Him Home lyric, kind of nod to her son. Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll nod to that idea that like you lost a kid at war or whatever. Does it give us a nice view? That's good then. Is it the Breaking Bad chicken shop? No, it's not. Oh dear. Well, that's the... Is that live stream done forever? I don't know. It just cut off. For Lenny, Pokemon storage. She can't have it, Jim. No, any other takers? Anyone else know what the shirt is for? See you later, George. Probably go till about 9 because that's when 5 Watt World is going to start. Andy Wood is also streaming, so you should check out Andy. Just be anywhere else but here is my advice. But yeah, if you've got any questions in the next sort of 10 minutes, feel free to ask. If you had a gig where they said play whatever you wanted, what would you kick off with? I don't know. Nachos should be enjoyed with beers. Neither will hurt your hand. What, your wife? Or beers? I think the idea is that does it have 7 tracks on that thing, Chris? That would probably be the idea. It was just like I just picked 7 improvisations that I thought were okay. Your wife watches too, does she? I'm sorry, wife. Derek asks, what was the content like when you started picking up? It was just... What do you mean? When you started picking up? As it started getting more views? The gear stuff was what actually started getting more stuff, because before that it used to be just jazz. Did you just put the neck back on the Nacho? Yes, I did. There was a video that was out of sequence, but I have put it back on anyway. Billy Strings live last week. Oh, Picking King. I think he could play Thunderstruck. Maybe. I reckon Spiro could do it. What do you reckon? Yeah, early on my videos were mostly just playing, with not even my face in it. Hey Petardius 1972. Hope you're doing well. The headstock ring was sensational. That didn't go well, did it? Rummy asks, have I tried the Mesa Fillmore amps? Yes, you'll find there'll be a couple of videos on the channel with one. I think it was a Fillmore 50. On the... I had just the head version of it. It was pretty good. I preferred it to the California Tweed, I think, in the end. Just because it was like, well, it's got that same clean. Doesn't have the switching like stuff, which I actually didn't find that useful on the California Tweed. But yeah. How's Eric had time to do that? Not like breaking news. Any chord technique or general reference books you could recommend, please, John, from your learning days? I think it was still on learning days. For me, what I tend to do is take chords from people like Eric Johnson or Alan Holdsworth, or just things that just sound a bit different. I'm not sure that I learnt too much from books, just because it didn't stick in my memory as much, whereas if I'd learnt it from like a tune, those tended to suit me better. So like this, I guess you would call it like a G6 at 9. So like, so there's G, E, and then A, and then a D. But it doesn't all have to be like crazy complicated stuff, but what I mean is just like when you find a sound that you like, I find like places in songs that would work. So like if I was playing I don't know, Teenage Dirtbag, I could get used to how that would sound if I did that in that way. Does that make sense? And then instead of going for this, I'd be much more likely to go for. And it's kind of, that's a lot of what my chord vocab is sort of built up of. It's like things that I prefer to the sound of, like if I'm on chord 1, I quite like having the 2 in there as well. If I'm on chord 2, chord 3. If I'm on chord 4, B. And then also thinking about them as things that can just move. So any chord that you've got, explore like what happens if you move. So I guess we can move to something which is completely not open strings. So then you, so if I'm playing in B flat, it's normally from like actually breaking down. So it wasn't until I'd actually done some videos for the channel where I learned more Eric stuff in general, where I was like, right, I want to actually break down this intro or whatever. But I think it's a similar kind of approach where like maybe if you play some jazzy stuff, you find different ways to play. Well, it would be by visuals with the Eric Johnson stuff. I find it very difficult to figure out voicings by ear. Pete Dongle asks, how did I choose my stage name? It's good stuff, Romy. Yeah, from videos, like you find like, or I guess even from like attempting to do stuff which I don't know if these are the right chords. See you, Blue. Hope the family are well. When the jazz stuff wasn't doing numbers, was it difficult to sell out or like a duck to water? Exactly. Right, since no one got what the shirt was from, it's from Lost. Hurley buys a chicken shop, doesn't he? He starts a chicken shop. No, he buys it to fire his manager. And also in terms of finding new chords, these kind of little things like this moving them through the scale and finding new chords in that way through your exploration. Oh dear. What's it on, John? But I think you find, just take one chord at a time, I think is my advice on it, so that you can get it into other places with your stuff. Right, 5 Watt Wild is live now, so unless someone wants to ask a question, how is it so humid? It's gross, isn't it, Harry? You're up north a bit, right? So So unless anyone has some other questions about stuff, you pivoted to gear because it gains traction. Do you think with YouTube as it is right now, you'd be doing alt-right stuff? Well, exactly, yeah. That's potentially, there's still chance to pivot that way. I don't even know if it'd be alt-right anymore though. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe that's a little bit played out. Is it North Norwich? What strings and gauge do I use? Strings I use the Dario, and gauge 12 gauge shotgun. Maybe it's not in the UK. We Google it. From series horror. It's got Michael from Lost in it. Where can I watch this series from in the UK? Created by John Griffin. I'm not sure if it is Lost People. You can watch it on Now TV. It's got Matey from Lost in it. Michael, one of the worst characters. From series director. I don't think it's got anything to do with Lost, that I can see. Interesting, no? I was a Lost superfan back in the day. It's great, isn't it? Dan from That Pepper Show is on for, I guess it wasn't short notice about Aussie. No, it won't be short notice with Keith. I've been planning that for a while. How was the Eric Banner thing? Yeah, I watched Untamed. I don't know, I fell asleep towards the end of it. Yeah. Hurley was in Final Fantasy 15, was he? Right, wife is about to come home, so it's about to get very noisy. So I'll end this now, just to give you some more time to think about what you've done.